today there will be a fabulous multiplayer game. Because I hear, Python, you're looking for a challenge with the Soviet Union.
Yes, I can play either one, but I would recommend we take out the space race victory because me and Tekken Warfare had a great game where there's only ways to win was nuclear, last to the into timeline, or victory points.
Oh, all right, all right. You're
There we go. And it's still good on the space race too, since you get victory points for it, and you get like makes it easier for you to perform intel missions when it comes to what's it called, satellite recon.
yeah, absolutely. So for those that don't know, the space race provides a bonus to your intelligence system, and recon in particular. Wow, this is an awesome start.
Yeah, but the point is to deactivate just the last space race mission. So you can't win with the space race.
Exactly. We'll show the viewers as soon as we get a Python selects a focus here what we're talking about. So we start this particular game. Obviously, we have 5 focuses to choose between, and the Soviets have 4. Selecting Mexican Priestess, so we go into Central America. The Soviets will gain 1 influence in Central America for each elites exceeding 4, and gain
Yeah, I
1
actually
people
didn't.
element.
That's a bit of a bug. I didn't get it, unfortunately, the influence.
Yep, you should have gotten that. So yeah, I'll look into
Disarmament.
it. And we're gonna be doing disarmament. Also, we got the Big Short. So the Big Short is we gain 2 finance from this, but since we had so much finance to begin with already now, we sort of gained the first step towards mismanagement. And what mismanagement is basically our now finance has it so good that they are trying to actually get rid of our administrations because they've gotten everything they want. And that's the danger of having anything maxed really out of the interests, the 5 different types of interests in your domestic politics. You can see the domestic politics down here in the left.
Have a good game.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna select to let the market decide because we will actually be spending some of that finance. The first thing we'll do, we've got the new policies. We'll begin with enacting Olympus Rising, and then we'll spend some of that finance. Okay, so let's do some planning. This could be interesting, but I'm not so sure we can actually spend all of all of what we would need to gain this. Oh, that's really interesting. Potentially we could go for it next time. What do we have here? This could be good. This could also be really good. And this is also really good. I mean, we just have a good start, really. By the way, Python, I will confirm to you that the update we're doing today, it does have a fix for the issue you just mentioned already implemented.
Great to hear.
Yep. Or more policies. And the ascending titan.
Oh, let's look on policies right now. Long-term investment. Definitely gonna matter. I see you're following my lead, getting people in alignment as well. And political expansion. That's a good idea.
Now, this is really gambling in the sense that we are taking minor steps towards mismanagement, making everyone unhappy. At the same time, it gives us a boost early on in the game, but it also means we will essentially have nothing major to invest in wars or anything like that at this point, because we're basically putting it all on generating future interests.
I have a question. You mentioned that you have only one chance to use inner policy, like diplomatic expansion or economic expansion. But in this timeline, you already use diplomatic twice. First time when you want to decrease the finance at the start of the game, and the second one now.
No, currently that's per turn, so you can only do it once per turn.
Ah, per turn.
Yeah. So if we go to it, you can do this once per turn. You can't do it more than once per turn. So you can increase it more per timeline, but not per turn. So you can only do one per turn. Okay, so we get to do a selection. Now, this could be good for us. This would be great since it would reset and we wouldn't have an issue there. This is even good because we get to go to South America. And this would reset quite a bit for us, which would be great, because then we can use that to build up even more. So I mean, this gains us the most, and we get to, so yeah, we'll go with this.
Disarmament.
Now we gained 7 people. It also means we will not get the decisions for disarmament there. Sorry, mismanagement, I mean. And we got to do disarm, so that's also good. Means we can secure some of the influence. Yep. Can be pretty aggressive with that. We'll make some strategic decisions here. So why that can be good to do is just to mitigate the exposure that we have towards the opponent's units. Let's see, right. Great Pillar of Asian Communism. That is what you in here. Strategically helping out. Well, that was Ho Chi Minh. He's gone now. So that's good for us. arrives. So he reduces his people alignment by 1 to gain 3 elites and 1 elite alignment. And unfortunately we lose 2 people. Which we have done. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but
Disarmament.
so we choose to disarm, and we actually want to reinforce West Berlin here. The reason for that is because he has already brought it down to control, and we don't want to risk losing Berlin. If it goes below control, then it can easily be taken over, and we don't really want that to happen.
Why West Berlin so important?
There are focuses that focus on West Berlin. And also there are elements. It's basically a thorn in the side of the U.S. because if we do take East German Baltic Zone here, and then we can start deploying in West Berlin, and it's like a little carrier, basically. It's like a little place because it's completely surrounded by the East German Baltic Zone. So if you control the East Baltic German Zone, only by air can the enemy actually attack into West Berlin. So Aleutian Islands fall, and for that reason it is an important element to protect. So there we have Jop. Python protected his surface fleet. Oh, we got an invasion now into West Berlin. Also, why setting it up to 4 influence has been good, because now it will actually take him, even if he uses 2 turns to take West Berlin down, it will just go down to neutral. So if this would have been an uneven number, like 3, then he would have gained presence much more quickly there. But now he won't, because it will take him an extra turn to get that to that particular level. Which is of course good for us. Now we get to decide the next one, and we already know which one we're going to go with. We're going to go with the Red Dragon Dance.
Arms race.
He disarms. Gains North Korea. Works for us. We capture Taiwan. Now the reason why we didn't pick this one first is to give him less influence. If we would have picked it when it gave 9 turns, since in a disarmament the opponent gets half of the number of turns in influence. Because of us waiting for it to be just 6, he only gets 3 instead of 4. It's still quite significant, but it's alright. So this is a character that has a historical character that has arrived, Jude, and it's a selection that Python has made to use Jude. Another policy comes into play. There's a significant strait here in Japan. This one prevents forces from North Korea to go directly into northeastern Japan. So that's significant in controlling. This means that at the next there we go. We gain peace in this region due to the focus. So this is for mainland China. That's why we're not getting Japan. Sorry, I mean Taiwan. So we discovered an enemy unit there. So we have 2 more turns. Destroy that unit. Now that actually deprives us of capturing and setting peace in one more, because otherwise we would have been able to do that here. But that's all right. We can try and do a false flag, but the odds of that are not that great. So we have several options of what we could do. Oh, that was could have been good for us. So he has extra turns, probably granted by the options he has selected for the historical character. And now we have quite a bit of less choices. Let's see. This is pretty decent. This is even better. This is by far the best. So we're gonna select this.
Disarmament.
Now we deploy for nothing here, so that's good. We're also gonna do we have some leaders, have some more. I'm gonna do yeah, there's quite a bit we can do. And here we deploy for 0, so we can deploy anywhere, basically, where we have presence or more. Now, we could do that, but there's a danger in doing that. We don't want to get too close to any type of mismanagement. So
the mismanagement is different for each domestic interest.
no, it's the same. So mismanagement is when you go down to 0 or you max it out. So
No,
it's the
I
same.
mean this is a role of mismanagement that lead you to lose the game. It's a role common for all domestic interest, or you need to mismanagement one interest twice or 3 times.
Exactly.
in a row.
They are a little bit different, but you need to mismanage 3 times.
The enemy have launched their first object into space.
You need to mismanage 3 times, but as soon as you start, but there's a danger already when you start mismanaging more than once, that very adverse things can happen.
So you can mismanagement 2 times, for example, in military, and third is government, and you lose, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can mismanage basically 2 times. Well, but already when you mismanage more than once, there's a chance that you can get the decision where terrible things can happen. And most of the time, you can just simply sacrifice a little bit of victory points to regain your interest to a point where it's no longer a threat of mismanagement. But at some point, the chances of you actually losing the game increase, and once you start picking some other choices, you can get decisions that will actually basically lose you the game. And at the end, I think if you mismanage 3 times, the chance of losing is actually 50% for the next. Which is significant. We really need this. Oh, come on. Our spies are not with us today.
Weak American intelligence.
Yeah, it seems to be. Let's make it happen, boys. There we are. Now, why we needed that is so we don't
We
get
have launched our first object
another
into space.
mismanagement, but unfortunately that meant we weren't the first to go into space. Python was. So we had to sacrifice 1 victory point for that. So now we're going to be consolidating some in Central America, as we did there. Now Python is trying to secure passage into South Asia. So we get the Jeju Uprising, which is in Korea. So this is going to be interesting because now we get a war zone in our region, and of course, getting a war zone in our region can be dangerous because that means all of our units can essentially be attacked. So also because he has captured North Korea, he can bring in forces from Far Eastern Russia, and they can just travel through North Korea, through the trail, and attack us in South Korea. Because army commands have the ability to travel through friendly regions and travel in extra space. So he can actually attack through Korea and attack us here. So if we arm, then we will be attacked. If we disarm, then most likely he will invade anyway and come here. But we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens.
Disarmament.
So we get a mutual disarmament instead. It removes all the war zones, and there's finally peace in China. So he owns a little piece of China, and we own a little piece of China too. Now that's of course significant because it means that our major air superiority that existed in East Asia is gone. But on the other hand, it also means we don't really have to we don't really have to worry about getting invaded, which is good. I'm losing a lot of forces. So he's gaining more influence in South Korea. What we also must remember is he can bring in Kim Il-sung, probably. So that's one of the leaders in that's the leader in North Korea. But I think he has the option to pick others too. He doesn't have to. Oh, harmonization of ideas. So there we go. He's taking control of South Korea. We're actually losing South Korea here. So that's happening now. There's a war zone though in South Korea, so if he places units there, we could potentially attack it, destroy it. But yeah, the sands have definitely shifted for us in South Korea. We don't have anything there yet. Should we have kept the units here, that would have been really dangerous for us. Instead, we take Lanzhou. It's a Korean fatherland. Oh wow, really uniting Korea. Getting even more influence. So I mean, this has been pretty good for them. So we have, but also for us, we continue to capture bits and pieces of China, particularly in the south. We're going strong. This means that we can have access to the underbelly of the Soviet Union through China. We detect forces in Beijing, so we're going to be attacking that. This might force, perhaps, Mao to come out. So we're meeting some serious resistance, and that's fine for us. We get to select next focus. We could do the Hollywood investigations if we wanted to. Yeah, we'll go with this.
Disarmament.
Now we go for a mutual disarmament. That's fine for us. We gain 2 influence. And and also gives us an opportunity to we know there won't be any other further attacks against us, which is also a huge plus. This gives us the advantage in that we can continue our advance into China, force the opponent because he doesn't have as much people as we do. Since we gained a lot of people from selecting this focus. We get attacked there, that works for us. So this unit attacked through Shenyang.
Long distance to retreat through the mountains.
Yeah, but hey, it's ours, so it's fine. Wow. So going for central Turkey, that's very interesting.
Disarmament.
Zeni, you're giving away my strategy in East Asia.
Sorry, I just... I'm a Russian spy.
The benefit for the Soviets on this is, obviously, as this says, if they control central Turkey, which is this one, then they can set the influence in the same region to domination. And not just... yeah. And not just that's not just annoying, but you would also set Turkish Cypriot zone to neutral, so we would actually lose that too. So we'll begin. We get the plan of partition. We can choose who we support. And we'll choose to take away that advantage. so that he can't actually achieve that easily this timeline. So 2 more turns remaining. And now we're going to be using that. And before we lose Ben Gurion, because he only has 1 power, we'll use that to gain 1 in the Levantian zone. Get to a new timeline. We get a slight advantage in the number of choices we get. They have 4, we have 5. We could select that, that could be interesting. This, unfortunately, is a tall order for us to do. This could be interesting, but this bit here, we don't wanna give that away. But later on, this can be really good, especially in the end game. Now, we could of course go and do this. Or this one. Question is if we overstretch by doing that. No, actually this is probably good for us.
Disarmament. Our bomber commands can now deliver ballistic strikes.
Get some new missions. New leaders. Nice. Could could actually be useful for us to consider. Yeah, we'll do that. We have to be careful, I think.
The enemy have launched their first sent their first man into space.
In East Asia, because I think Python is well aware that we have now invested considerable forces in the region, and we have, of course, boots on the ground. And we could see, especially in an arms race, attacks against our forces. For now, we are pretty secure though. And here, the reason I wanted to deploy in West African coast zone is because now we have closed off entirely the ability for the Soviets to get past here in the Atlantic. We also discovered forces there. No, I think it's we're gonna do another mission there. The reason that we know that there's a unit here is because of this deployment, as they are adjacent to one another. And army commands have an ability called military intelligence, which is that whenever they're not reorganizing, they can detect land and air units in adjacent regions. Submarine fleets have a similar ability. And there we go, Kim Il-sung arrives. Now Kim Il-sung has been majorly built up, and what he can do is he has a Juche
He's
ability,
head on fire.
so he can provide a lot of military.
say something? Oh, my bad. Give me a second, got mute.
What were you saying?
Oh, someone walked in my room for a second, that's why. So I gotta mute myself.
Gellert, what is the reason to secure a region up to 5 in Africa?
It will make it so that the more secure, more influence you have, the cheaper it is to travel through logistics-wise. So the reason we are securing these and getting them up to 5 is because they are very close to Eastern United States, so we can essentially then deploy through them. So we are building a new logistics line. There are two ways you can build logistics. You can build it via influence, or you can build it also by deploying surface fleets where possible. Because surface fleets reduce the cost for logistics. The unfortunate thing about Juche is that he provides quite a bit of military, so for him it's pretty good. We want to make the most out of what we have here. It's already down to 15, but this provides quite a bit, I think, of boost to Python's military. Now, a way to counter this is to pick stuff with less turns, but since he has 7 turns on all of his, basically it's gonna be somewhat difficult to reduce the number of turns. Do another mutual disarmament. So we secure Libya. Now we're confronted by forces here in Levantian zone. Now we get to select next focus. We'll not select this. This would be pretty good. This is even better. So we're gonna go with that. Well, actually, this has a caveat though. No, we'll go with this anyway. Or will we?
Disarmament.
The caveat is we must disarm. But he chose to disarm as well. So that's good. Gonna do that. Let's see. Yep, we'll go for this. Means it's out of reach of attack. Gains influence in Egypt.
The Egyptians reject your capitalism.
Well, that's good for us.
Disarmament.
We're going to disarm. This gives us the ability to gain an extra influence And we have several options. We could secure Libya further, but we don't really want to do that. He's gonna probably bring in Nasser, so we don't want to put anything in Egypt. But what we do want to do is we want to capture Saudi Arabia, because that means it's still gonna be difficult for him to get around. So he has army command in the Levantian zone. That was to be expected. That's why we didn't go to Libya, because then would have gotten a war zone. So there's only one more turn left.
We have launched our first animal into orbit.
Yes. Exceptional.
You're a bit late, Americans.
Could do this, but we're gonna save that for another time. Instead, we'll go on to secure here. Get to the next timeline. This is very interesting. We shall... This is also good, because why this is good is because it gives him 3 government, and if he has not spent his government and he has gotten a bunch, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. So we will go with this.
Disarmament.
So we get 3 influence to place, which is good for us. We're gonna increase that by 1, so yet again it will take him 2 turns to get that one down. And we have 2 more. We'll use that to weaken his throughput of units. Let's just see. I think probably the better choice is removing this, so he has less throughput into the Middle East, which we would like. That's a cool one. Could pursue that. Um, this gives us an opportunity to actually accomplish this. Fairly reasonable odds. But on the other hand, let's do it. We need some info.
The enemy have completed their first rendezvous in space. The enemy have completed their first orbit of the moon.
He's getting ahead in points. This is something we need to be wary of. Investing in finance. And in military. Might want to actually get this guy. Even more in government. Could get this guy too, but I don't know how useful he would be actually. Not that much. So we want to start by getting control of France. And then we're going to support a little push in Norway. This is really good. If we can get there. use those later. Let's just see, what do we have here? Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's what we need to do. We will yeah, we'll do that next. Could do that, but I think we'll get this guy. And we'll support Svalbard to take that away.
Guys, don't you think about rework support icon, because it is too silhouette one over another.
Oh,
I don't mind. It's my taste maybe, but it looks strange.
oh, it's a political support, you know. They just what would you like to see as an icon? What have you imagined?
I don't know, but other icons they looks really good. For example, flags on the background, or flowers like Tito ability, but some support it looks good as icon, but not as silhouette on the map. Maybe some case, or I don't know, some documents.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay, that's yeah, good suggestions. It's definitely doable. I think we can. We could do something surprising here. But we really want to accomplish this. Let's see. Right. their
Oh,
last turn.
I know what to choose. It's a bird, like pigeon. Diplomatic bird.
Yeah, that's not a bad suggestion. That's a very good suggestion, in fact.
But not for Soviet. I think looks strange.
Soviet pigeon.
Yeah. With long tooth and trust to blood. Actually, another suggestion. I already listed in my documents, but didn't find time to make it clear and come it together. About the Mervyn voice in
Yeah.
training, there was a different intonation for Mervyn as you play USA and as you play
Soviets, yeah.
USSR. It will be good if you make it different in game. You know the how I say the voice. I don't know the word. The filters or.
No, I know what
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So doing that is
Our
perfect
bomber
for
commands can
us
deliver
because
strikes at a greater
we
range.
could now do this. This is really good. Hmm. Then we can. No, we will probably not be able to do this. But we can. We will be able to do this. So no matter what. Yeah, because Mervyn has two real personalities. We don't want to give everything away here, but yeah, he has a Soviet personality and a US personality. And mostly when you play him like this, it's just plain Mervyn. There is a reason why he doesn't have the Soviet voice in the regular play, but you'll find it out that basically, yes, there are two Mervyns, but the two Mervyns are one and the same. So he has a long backstory. So to reply to why he doesn't have Sub-Saharan Africa and Warzone in the Kerguelen Islands. So this was an insurance for us to wonder if we should do this.
Disarmament.
So the reason I opted for mutual disarmament is because I don't want to give him any free influence. There are quite a few with 2. So if he would have gotten extra influence, he would have been able to capture at least 2. And by depriving him of that, it makes us cookie. Some more chat happening. Now we have one more turn left, so we can advance and defeat his force. Once we get ours back, then we have 2 turns, so we can capture this. And we have a unit that's just only engaged in Sudan. So that gives us an advantage. So we get to select the next one, and we don't really have much choice. So I mean, we could select Sub-Saharan Africa or Eastern Europe as well. Not sure what they would gain, but we will select this.
Disarmament.
Select disarmament. So we gain 2 extra, which is great. We'll use that to bottle them up in Turkey. It also means we could actually go ahead and do this if we wanted to. But we'll begin by doing this one instead. So launching the PSYOP. His forces in Egypt. So he invades Turkey. That's fine with us. We'll defeat his forces in Egypt. Left. That's also fine because we secure Algeria. So now the question becomes what he picks. Building up the party, influence in Eastern Europe, and 2 influence globally. Oh. Alaska. No, that was... Oh, boo-hoo. And Greenland as well. Oh, that was... that was not good for us.
That's not too bad.
Disarmament.
So we'll use that to regain one in the Aleutian Islands. Keeping that at 4. Takes him 2 turns again to do anything about that. Greenland is really the big one for us. It's a big loss. Soviets are aiming for revenge. It seems that the Russians know about the recent operations. Oh, given that they're targeting the teams who were involved in launching similar counter operations. We got the message. So what's our reply? These are... Yeah, unfortunately I think we're gonna go with this. Provide in 1 in Cuba. That's a pretty good one. Unfortunately we can't do this one. Would have been good otherwise. This is something we would like to do, but can't really afford it at the moment. Egypt is good for us though. And there was an arms race here, so the issue is now we can get war zone declarations. So we gotta be aware of that. Very tempted to do what but I think I'm not gonna do it. Keresztes instead. He is withdrawn in Egypt. We get international praise. It's good. 3 more victory points for us. Oh no. I think he just did an intel mission against us. We got 3 turns left. Gonna re-establish communications into Europe. Military policy. False flag in Egypt. And
I feel bad for the tank though.
Kim Il-sung is gone.
Man, this has been a pretty tough game, not gonna lie. You're beating me in East Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. It doesn't feel good.
You're kidding me, dude. It's great. Yeah, that was to be expected. We had no way of saving that unit. Thinking about restructuring some of my forces here, and in particular looking at where we can create an opening. In particular, looking at where we can create an opening for better force distribution. We don't want our forces just utterly destroyed in case of nuclear war. So that's a little bit better. Okay, let's see here. This is a really interesting one, but unfortunately not something we can use now. This is really interesting, and definitely something we could use. We're gonna go with that. So not only do we gain 5 influence in the Middle East in one government, but we also give him 3 government. So if he was already having too much government, then this should be pretty good.
Disarmament.
Oh, we managed to disarm and gain 3 as well, which of course means we can take this, we can take Iraq, and we can capture that. Look at that, there's even a war zone there. How convenient. Not only are we gonna do that, we're gonna also hold on my ear. And we're gonna use her to undermine his influence. In the Levantian zone. Oh no. Well played, sir. Well played. Hold on, my ear is out.
Didn't expect that.
So Goldomir is gone, lost power, and Assad has sacrificed considerable. Che arrives. It would probably force them into one disarm. He got the red folder. That's probably probably not that great for him. Great for us, though. Assad can be a pain in the ass. That could be interesting. We have quite a few options we can go for. This could be really good for us, actually. We, 1970. Assad is gonna be a pest. I'm assuming. Oh. So he was checking if I had something in the Moroccan Western Zone.
You know, I'll be honest. For a second, I seriously considered launching the nukes.
You did.
I was just close to doing it, but I decided, nah, we can try and fight this.
So we got an invasion in Iraq. Launch the Rio Treaty. This gives us considerable leverage in Central America. Central America.
Our fighters and carrier fleets can now deliver nuclear strikes.
I'm gonna do a little restructuring. Oh, strategic triangulation. More economic expansion. We're losing a little bit in Iraq. Wait, one more turn.
Man, when you think you give me a chance with the Soviets, you were not kidding.
Could go for that, but there's not much value in doing so. Instead, I think we have better options elsewhere. Gain influence in South Asia, and 1 influence globally, and 2 people. Okay, that works for us.
Disarmament.
We get a mutual disarm. peace and love. Oh, that's fine. More diplomatic expansion. Anti-imperialist agreement in the Middle East. Wow. We lost control in... lost quite a bit actually there. Interesting. Trying to please the people, eh?
Why not?
Oh, they deserve it though. It's good.
They're the ones that can top you after all, so it'd be best to please them.
It's turn 2.
Let's see. There we go. Juan Polo.
Oh, Peron. What have you done? How low can you go? We're not gonna have any of that.
He was democratically elected, keep that in mind.
So we do a little Rio Treaty. To stem back the tide. And then I think India.
Did you gain the victory points?
I say again?
Did you gain a victory points from this
No,
policy?
influence. Influence for Rio Treaty.
Only okay.
But I need that because otherwise he's gonna take away the 1 pointers that I had. So now he gets Afghanistan. That's fine. Because we secure India. This essentially cuts off. There, it won't help you, mate. Essentially cuts off Indochina. So he advances with forces there. That's okay. Recruit Indira Gandhi.
She's become more powerful with tanks.
Yeah. She now he can't get past her. It's gonna be very difficult to pass her. So there's that added bonus for us.
I also noticed that you outpost a Soviet leader in um, some Soviet leader in logs.
Which one?
Open logs. I mean terminal.
Ah, hold on. Let me select focus first. Let's see. Um, hmm. Fortunately, this is not that good for us. This is really good for us. So we could also, if we wanted to, choose to delay. We'll go with this.
Disarmament.
Mutual disarm. That's fine. So you were saying in the log, which one?
In terminal, yeah. Yeah. Nehru was
On Nero, yeah?
Nehru, yeah. He was
Oh, he was.
outposted or
Yeah, because he didn't have enough power. He had a little bit power, but I had an army commander.
I understand.
So then it opposed his deployment of. So that kind of fell away. So we'll begin by taking Iceland.
But if Indira will be depleted, he can be recruited again, or
No,
he
he's gone.
outposted
He's gone.
forever.
Yeah, he's gone. So he's not coming back. And that's good for me. So you've really saved the situation quite a bit in the Middle East, Python.
I am surprised by that. I didn't expect to be doing this good in the Middle East. So I already lost.
Deployment there. Very interesting. Deployment in Outer Mongolia makes it so that I can't actually attack it, since we have a mutual disarmament. Yeah, I will now capture Burma. Yeah, Assad is making his move. We'll attempt to do this. Would be really good. And we succeed. Look at that. Now, that means we get more people, which is great. That's what we need. We have 2 more turns, namely, so we can use this to our advantage. Means we can use forces elsewhere, and we'll do that. Capture West German zone. Now Assad is gone. Oh. Small terrorist incident can be staged on domestic soil and attributed to enemy action. While it may seem extreme, casualties are expected to be minimal, and we anticipate the significant long-term benefits for our agenda. Wow. Are we gonna be moral or immoral doing this? Fortunately, if we select this, it will end our turn. This is really good, and we have the people for it. If we want to develop this further. Alright, we'll go and do that. And then we'll actually attempt to do this right away. And where do we want to go first? I think we want to capture this. Oh, awesome. Look at that. That was awesome. Really needed that. Now, we could wait another turn, but we are not gonna. No, actually, we are gonna. We could. Yeah, no, we were gonna. Instead, could use Indira if we wanted to. I think what we're gonna try and do, get rid of one of these. That was horrible. We actually gave him a power instead. No.
I'm interested how it looks like he take your gun.
Yeah, we were trying to kill him and then he used it to his advantage. And so Kalashnikov comrades. This is also gonna be interesting because this can mean Tito. That's the question. Do we arm or do we disarm? If we arm, then we can attack Yugoslavia and deny him boosting of Tito. If we disarm, well then we do get extra influence that we can place right at this moment. Unfortunately, it's only 2, so it's not that much. So we don't want a strong Tito. We're also risking, if we arm, we're risking invasion. If we disarm, we're still risking invasion, but with less losses.
Disarmament.
Okay, we went for mutual disarmament.
Why less losses?
Because
If you
our
choose
forces
disarmament.
in the Western German Alpine zone cannot directly be attacked then.
Ah, okay.
Otherwise, they would have been directly attacked. So we're gonna be doing NATO now. Of course, this can mean we can get Super Tito. Forces have landed in Sweden. We'll take Spain. Sweden has fallen. Spain is our domination. New timeline. This is interesting. This is also interesting. And we could select this if we wanted to. Doesn't gain us that much though. This is probably the most beneficial. I mean, this isn't bad either, but we'll save that one for later. Let's go with the mining concessions. Gain 2 finance at the end of this focus. If USA has more influence than USSR in Sub-Saharan Africa, gain 2 influence. I mean, obviously we have 26 and they have 8, so that's pretty decent for us.
Arms race.
So we selected arms race here, and we do that for purpose. Obviously we give away some influence by doing that, but that's probably a good idea for us, since he can't declare war zones now.
The enemy have
Another
successfully
question
landed a
about
man on the moon.
previous focus, Kalashnikov comrades.
Yeah.
At the end, it typed that the focus was failed, but there is no conditions in this focus.
Yeah, the focus cannot fail. Yeah, that's did it? Did it say that it failed? No.
Maybe it is not reflected in terminal, but it already typed it in.
I will definitely check that out.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. It definitely did say it failed. I know what he's talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
it did. Then
Yep.
I'll definitely check into it. Yeah, there's nothing that can fail. Yeah, for focuses. So the reason why we did that is so we can attack Yugoslavia. Actually, this is very handy. We need this.
Our submarine fleets can now deliver nuclear strikes.
Now, of course I sacrificed 3 influence here, but it also means we would have gotten a lot worse with Super Tito. So, yeah. Assad's gone. Let's just see that we cover. Might be worth it to let's see. Does the simulation show? Just in case. I think we have pretty good. Pretty decent coverage in general. When it comes to the nuclear part. So we'll remove 1 from, or 2 from Yugoslavia. This means even if it attacks and defeats my unit here, he will have considerable difficulty with Tito, we'll have 2 less abilities to secure that. We make progress with negotiations. Well, that's good. Okay. Well, thanks. We'll keep it peaceful then.
Might as well.
It's very kind. Just okay. Oh. Secured Shenyang. With false flag. Okay. We continue. Take Kenya. Great Lake Zone. We have one more turn. We'll attempt to do this. Actually, let's attempt to do this instead. Or how are things looking here? Actually, we could go. It's 5 extra %. Yeah, we have several possibilities here, but I'm, yep, pretty. We need to cover places where nukes have a hard time reaching and can't get further away than this. So let's try. There we go. That was awesome. So we got that. And we'll use our last turn to actually declare. No, didn't want to do that. We'll get Ubuntu instead.
Gellert, could you explain in the end of the game when you launch the nuclear weapon, the total calculation, it depends on the region that was lost, that was alive.
Yeah.
These regions is equal.
Yeah. So they
For
bring
example,
any influence that survived. So
I mean, there is no difference in value between the Europe and Africa.
No. Because it brings any influence that has survived, basically. And at that point, you have nuked the world. There are very few. If any regions where you have influence left, where there are humans even alive, that's a plus. Because at the end, if you launch so many nukes, most will be just devastated areas on the map.
But there is another idea behind it. For example, if you can't reach the Europe with your nukes, but you can reach another regions because they are defenseless. After the war, if you save at least one country, for example, Germany, it was a real big advantage. Maybe I think a little future.
No, I mean, if you launch nukes, any region that survives is gonna be the only place where you even have people who agree with your ideology left. Because Europe will be wiped off the map. No one will survive in Europe. No one will survive in North America. No one will survive in Eastern Europe. Essentially, the places where people will survive are gonna be remote areas. So yeah, they count. Those are going to be the surviving people. They're going to be the ones repopulating the Earth after the nuclear war.
So the missiles trajectory was predetermined by you, or it random, or how it?
The calculation on where things go. You mean? So the calculation of where it goes is not determined by you. It's determined by the military. It's determined by your military.
But I mean, they have some priority to Europe and home theater.
No, they have a priority depending on the information you have available. So if you use espionage, it will up the priority for the military. So for example, they know what influence there is, so they will try to prioritize and destroy all the regions with a lot of influence. But if you also discover regions, enemy units somewhere, or you know of enemy units somewhere, then that will also take it into priority because your military wants to destroy them too. So you don't need to set those priorities. Anywhere where you have discovered enemy units, you know that they're big chunks of enemy units, those are priority targets for your nukes. So so for sure. So for example, if you don't do any espionage, you don't do anything, the calculations will be quite terrible. But it will do an estimate, a rough estimate of what your military thinks that your opponent has. And then also, you see the nuke icons on the map. It's the icons that your opponent will strike. And then you have an animation showing.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So the nuclear icons, it's the place where your opponent.
Yeah, it's where your military assesses that your opponent will strike. So all of them on mines basically are regions that gonna get destroyed. So you see, this one's good. Gonna survive. This one's gonna survive as well. Yeah. So.
I have another question.
Yeah.
For example, if we use a bomber command, it has the missile and the bomber.
Yeah.
So bomber can choose. For example, if bomber choose the trajectory to bombing, to fly to the region that he want to bomb. He thinks about the fighters that can be in
only
his...
if you have discovered them. If you haven't discovered them, there's no way for them to know, right? So then that will not happen.
And if he discover the fighters, he what he do?
Then they will not send bombers to attack those. They will send missiles to attack them instead. So missiles will be sent instead of bombers.
So what the idea to send bombers at all when you can?
No. So the bomber command has two attacks that they can do. So when you do the ballistic missile attachment, it adds missile units, ground missile units to anywhere where you have a bomber command. So for example, in the US, as long as I have a bomber command here, it means also they're gonna be, since I upgraded it with missiles, then this unit will send out bombers. It will do two attacks at once. It will do one with the bombers and one with the missiles, and they will have different targets. So if they know that, okay, there are fighters somewhere, if you have discovered fighters somewhere, then it won't send the bombers to attack that region, but it will send the missile instead. Make sense?
Yeah.
So it will try to mitigate the risk as much as possible. But you kind of need to discover those units in order to for that to happen.
You guys should somehow mark the icons, explain the icons on the launching map, because I think that it mark the units that have ability to attack.
You mean for the unit ability?
Yeah.
So the first one is just airbase. It's that.
Oh no! My English is poor, so you don't understand me correctly. I mean that the first time when I opened the
this one
nuclear mod map, I saw that nuclear icon not was the place my opponent bombing, but the place where my unit with ability to bomb located.
Oh, okay. No, it's where so the orange ones. It's for where Soviet missiles will land. Yeah. So this is an
I'm
estimate.
stupid.
So each orange nuclear icon you see here on the map on
Yeah.
on my regions, it's what my military thinks that in case of a nuclear war, these regions are gonna be hit by Soviet missiles.
Mhm.
So that's why the orange icons on my blue. So there are some areas, some regions that are not gonna be hit. Like this one now, they think, and this one, you see, that doesn't have an icon on it. So these can be safe, yeah. But most of the others are not. So it already assumes that my opponent has the ability to destroy those. Looking at where my opponent has regions and possibly where they can have deployed bombers and missiles themselves.
So you just can estimate the results of nuclear war, but you are not sure what it will be exactly in
No, exactly.
numbers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you can get more sure by doing. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh yeah, I did one-sided disarmament. Ah, yeah, I got distracted. God damn it. Yeah. So you don't know for sure, but you can get better at it if you do intel missions if you do espionage to see exactly how big your opponent's arsenal is, because doing so will you will learn more about your opponent and how big of an arsenal they have. See the espionage one. Um,
Mhm. Yeah, I
so.
know.
Actually thinking about doing that instead. Um, oh yeah, that's right. That's why I can't. So where were we? Oh yeah, I screwed up with the in East Asia. Yeah, I shouldn't have attacked there in Urumqi. That was my bad. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Okay. So I'm gonna use Mobutu. I mean, now I'm basically trying to find regions that are so far away that he can't possibly reach it, or I'm hoping at least he can't possibly reach it. If he doesn't, like, he can't have any units here because there's no way for him to deploy anywhere around here. So the closest he can deploy is probably Middle East or Europe, or I don't think he can deploy here. Well, it's costly to deploy in Sub-Saharan Africa, and they would be in grave danger. Indochina would cost him a lot to deploy there. I don't think he has. Oh, look at that! They can actually deploy there. Yeah, that we need to stop. Of course, that's what I'm working on. So he can't deploy any bombers or anything. I mean, can't deploy on Cuba because that's not his. So basically that's what I'm fighting for now, just trying to deny him places to deploy. So 3 turns. I'm gonna use Mobutu again. Because then we can actually do a little trick. Ta-da! Python.
What is it?
Dropped your guard.
Oh,
Man.
I'm under attack here. That's not good.
You dropped your guard.
I'm not worried.
So we have one more turn left. So we're gonna recruit Schmidt. And we're gonna use him to get Portugal. Also, you know, getting as many, now we get to select. So that's why I was doing that, because now, look at this. Ba-bam. So we get a lot of people power, which is good for us.
Disarmament.
A mutual disarm, that's also good for us. Oh yeah, I forget that I lost that unit. That was very unfortunate. Okay, that's alright. So we got 3 turns. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take away Rimchi now that we're there. Haha. Next thing we're gonna do, Brazil. So Zani, you see why I'm doing this? It's because the more territory I have, the more nukes he actually needs to have in order to get all of them. I think he will get to a point probably when he will have so many nukes that he can probably reach all of them, but essentially I have enough to reach all of his because he's are much more focused. So I think I already have the ability to destroy all of his territory. I don't know if he has the ability to destroy all of mine. I'm guessing, but I don't actually know. Question is, what will he choose? Middle East or Western Europe? Look at that. Aww. That's that was not good for me.
Disarmament.
And the Italians backstabbed me to their communism. But I gained three elites, which is great, because then... no. Yeah, I suspected that was gonna happen because you were had aggregated forces in Beijing.
What about assassinating him?
think that's going to be difficult. Currently, 0% chance.
Huh.
He captured Iraq.
How it calculated?
Say again.
It depends on the power of the leader.
Yeah, it's the power of the leader, and then so you can see what it depends on. So it's mission base is 45%, but he has 4 influence there, so that gives a negative -20. So if you have the more influence, favorable influence you have, the easier it is to assassinate. So for example, if I would have 4 there, then I would get a bonus of 20%. And then of course he has leader modifiers, which is his power, that reduces it by 80. So so yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Actually, good mechanics.
Oh. I wonder. I wonder if. Now we gotta go here. Oh. Late alignment for elites. That's interesting. See, this would be great. I need to have here. So this is what I'm gonna pursue. So I need to accomplish that or this. And both of those are within my power to do. Three turns remain. So we're gonna do that. Mao is doing stuff.
So much money, it's so nice.
Yeah, Mao is doing those land reforms. Oh, cool. Okay, so now all we need to do is deploy this here. Let's just look around. Yeah, it should be fine. Do I have the reach actually?
Should be
Should
any type of
should have the reach. I can check how long the reach is. We just I can go to procurement. About eight regions. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got plenty of reach. Good. Oh, it can be any. Okay, cool. Then perfect. Gonna do that. Oh, Central Asian zone. Yeah, we're running a disarmament, so. Okay. Anti-communist programs. Bam. All over South America. Look at that. Wow,
Nice.
that's good. And then we go and we secure that. Yeah, the last turn. Schmidt disappears, loses power, but that's alright. Huh. This one's interesting. But we can hold off on that. This one's also interesting, but unfortunately we're not going to be doing that one. Ooh. This one we could do. It means basically if we look at this, it means we can flip one of his and gain influence there. Yeah, we can actually do this one. So there we go. We flipped it. So Mozambique is gone. We gain 3 influence there.
Disarmament.
We do a mutual disarm. We could do that. We could get this guy. We're in sub-Saharan Africa, so there's plenty we can do here as well. And we will begin with our previous plan to prevent any I don't think he's gonna do this deployment. 10 finance. It's more than the available ones. So we'll begin by capturing Gaddafi. Oh, come on! Another!
Oh my gosh, 2 power, that's amazing.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that was terrible. That was
Oh my god.
absolutely horrendous.
I've never seen
Gellert.
2 power before. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was
Oh, my bad. He only gained 1 power. My bad.
yeah, but that was still horrendous. You see that, Zenny?
Yeah, yeah. Weak intelligence.
Oh, 35%. No, it's Saddam time.
Oh, nice person.
I'll take this away. And I'll capture this. Just have to right, have to remember that. So 3 turns left.
The enemy has built and launched a space station.
The bad part about him gaining so much in the space race is he basically can do intel missions everywhere by doing recon almost for free.
I think that's a mutual bonus. What?
So we'll use Saddam now. And he disappears. But we'll use him to regain Saudi Arabia. Because oil concessions in the Middle East. Okay, yeah.
Disarmament.
Do this disarmament. So, Libya, let's gain that. Let's gain that. And let's gain this. Tanks rolling in. Kinda suspected that would happen. So we stop that.
So the recon bonus from Space Race active only on a player who take it first, or
No,
for
no,
both
it's
players?
active. It's active regardless. So we're gonna have no going across Libya. No, it's active regardless. Oh no. So all of them give 10%. It's not it's not conditioned to the one who does it first.
But if you don't research these steps, you didn't take it.
No, I didn't take it.
Mhm.
I could have researched it but I didn't. Actually, no. So I thought this was oil concessions, Python.
What?
Not oil aggressions.
You started.
Oh. Oh really? That's very rude. Especially because then I destroy both of your army commanders. sense. Okay, so
We have sent our first man into space. We have completed our first rendezvous in space.
you know, it was not, it's very unkind what you did there. I thought we were gonna, you know,
Oh my goodness.
have peace and prosperity.
Man, I don't know about that for the Middle East.
You said something about money and stuff.
I don't think we can have peace in the Middle East, unfortunately. Not this time.
Of course we can. Of course we can. Why couldn't we? Can get along. There we go. That's good. It's even better. Come on. Yes! That's the way to do it. 3 successful
my
false
goodness.
flags.
What's going on?
Yes. At that, I needed that for the Middle East for sure. So 2 more turns. So this is really good.
Disarmament.
So we get a mutual disarm. I'm happy with that.
Hanging around him. Hello, how's it going?
Doing good.
Doing great. So this is the map, William, if you Okay, so we're in South America. We actually could go for Mr. But we're not gonna do it. Instead, we've been very unlucky with assassinations. Yeah, kind of figured you would do that.
Oh wow, that's a lot of blue. But that's also a lot of red VPs.
So we get rid of this guy. Okay, so let's see who would be a good candidate for that. Ooh, actually, no, I think we got it. I think I know what I'm gonna do.
You won't believe how many nukes we have right now, because of how long the game has been.
No, I'm seeing this, the simple fact that the leaders around are people who were alive when I was born.
Disarmament.
You know.
Well, well, well. Maoist land reformer. Okay, so let's disappoint. Turns left. That's perfect.
But Gellert?
Yeah.
I thought that was used on the opponent, which would mean all what you're doing useless.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
which actually is not communicated if you play in hardcore mode. So that's a maybe that's a problem we need to change in the tooltip.
And I succeeded! Did you see what happened to your nuclear arsenal?
I don't see much of. I don't see a difference really. What happened? Oh, -1. That's not too bad.
Yeah, because it's only -05 and it's this late in the game.
Yeah.
It won't matter much. Maybe it can be. I mean, depending on when it's available, because I don't remember exactly when it's unlocked. Could be better. Honestly, it should have been sent on now instead. Oh wait,
No,
maybe
no.
it's harder. It's harder because
It would have been much harder to succeed. It would have been
right.
20% harder to succeed.
Maybe that makes the mission not interesting enough. See what I mean?
No, it is interesting.
No, it is interesting, but maybe it should be slightly more effective. To be truly impactful. That's what I'm suggesting. Not that the mission is useful. Certainly not. I mean, we decided on the design together. It's just that in practice, if the level of nukes is already high enough, maybe it would not do much of a difference. So maybe the effect should be higher.
So this can be useful for us. This is a guess. I'm not sure this will give us anything. Let's see this. Well, the other strategy we can do now is we can select this one. In fact, I'm going to do that. Or will I? No, I will select this first.
Really? Why?
Well, since he's leading, I will gain influence.
Oh, wait, no, I thought you were choosing the Soviet focus.
So I will gain one in Western India and in Eastern.
Yeah, I got confused by the delay between what you are saying and what I'm
Disarmament.
seeing.
So what we'll do is we'll create the war zone here. Unfortunate for his units.
It's only -1? It's impressive.
So now it's his turn. More finance.
Don't need this. Need the VPs.
Wow.
Well, you see, he came informed.
Yeah, so that's why if with policies you wanna set them up in a way where you can then trigger them So now we'll do this.
Oh wow. Oof.
And also
Margaret's answer.
we'll say goodbye to this unit.
Destroying every syndicalist worldwide at once.
So we get a powerful Thatcher.
Honestly, the once recruited, she looks like a light bulb.
Look at that. We actually had an infiltration attempt there. Nice try, sir. But you were outmatched.
Wait, but that means that it can't be fought, right?
No. Can't get attack him, but it also means this unit now can't fire nukes. They must be to fire nukes. A unit must be.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It also means we now know that there are units there.
And so, can you spend 5 influence to boost power into, well, to boost influence into the Falklands? Yep, you don't show much choice in this case.
Is there a way? Well, I think it's still worth it. Let's try Cold Feet. Ah, how unfortunate. I could have, because Cold Feet. Now we know that he had submarines there. This is what we wanted. We waited for, in order to use that then to force his units out. Unfortunately, though, it was not successful this time. But we do have a Margaret Thatcher, and we're gonna use that Margaret Thatcher.
But you gain 2 military?
No. It costs 2 military if you succeed.
Open the terminal, please.
Yeah. If you succeed, it costs you 2 military. Otherwise, it doesn't cost you anything if you fail. But yeah, I failed, unfortunately. It would have been great though, because I could have forced 2 of his submarines out of the Arctic with Cold Feet.
No, I just mentioned that it's a type that you gain 2 military, but you shouldn't lose nothing and gain nothing.
No, I didn't gain 2 military. It just showed that I would have lost 2 military if I succeeded.
Gellert, there is something that is itching me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, when you did EV bells, you probably should have triggered one of the spying decisions, and we have not seen it yet.
Yeah.
So, is it bugged?
It shouldn't be, but we can look into it.
No, it shouldn't be, but considering it has not triggered yet, and normally the chance of trigger is pretty high, and it should trigger.
Yeah, I think it has a 90% chance of
after
triggering. So, but it has only been one turn. So.
Oh, it has only been one turn, right?
Yeah. Gain 1 influence in South Asia and influence globally. Oh, sneaky.
Disarmament.
Oh, well, thank you for that.
Gosh dang it.
That was incredibly kind. We'll put 1 here, and we'll put 1 there. And Mao continues unabated.
Mao, Mao, Mao. Le monde brûle et moi je Mao, Mao. C'est le petit livre rouge qui fait que tout enfant bouge. For those who don't speak French, and there's a number of you, this is a song by a very classic and famous French singer from, I think, obviously the 70s. And it's from a movie, so it can be explained that way. So in the context of the movie, following somebody who is at least exploring Maoism and become fascinated by the Cultural Revolution, it's much more the lyrics can be explained much more easier than as
My
pure.
game. Oh, what the heck? My game exited me out of the game after the whole Operation Detected thing. What happened?
You gained financial mismanagement.
Oh man, but I wasn't. Oh my gosh, because I didn't resolve the. The thing is though, although I didn't pick to resolve the event, I did. I wasn't in mismanagement at the. I wasn't in mismanagement at the end of the turn. So what the heck happened?
Probably, yeah.
That's annoying. So even if you're not mismanaging at the end of the turn, if you don't choose to resolve the event, you still lose. Gosh dang it. Well, that's a good game.
Probably I got something during my turn which forced you into mismanagement.
What did you get?
Yeah, a number of things I could have gotten, but also I gotta say I was hoping that you would continue doing, because I know how hard you were pressing mismanagement on all of your stuff, right? You were really pressing it, weren't you?
I was just close. I was gonna nuke it out next turn, but the game ended. I had just deployed a submarine in South America, and I couldn't pick the event to decrease my finance because I was gonna spend it anyways because it costed 9 finance to deploy there.
Yep. But that's exactly what, because you deployed for 9, which means that when it becomes my turn, then actually the mismanagement will trigger.
But why? It wasn't even in mismanagement anymore. I just didn't choose an event.
Yeah, but since you spent 9 finance, that's you went from being maxed out to minned out. So you actually mismanaged because you spent all
I think
of
I
your funds.
think I mismanaged because I didn't choose an event for the finance mismanagement. I don't know though. I mean, it's possible. I don't know for sure.
No, it's because you spent 9. Because remember, you have 9. So if you spend all of them, you go to 0. So basically, you spent all of your finance, and that means you ended up 1 more mismanagement than you had. Actually, you had a 50% chance of not gaining mismanagement there. You could have, as I mentioned before, the more mismanagements you get, the higher the chances that you actually will lose the game. There's a 25% chance, I think, on 2, and there's a 50% chance on 3. So you are taking a risk every time.
I guess I was in mismanagement 2 turns in a row. Well, either way, good game. I had a fun time.
Well, Python, if you would have launched the nukes, I had 56 nukes, and I also had.
I had 71.
We would have destroyed the entire world. Yeah.
True. It would have been a draw, but that would have been better than a loss.
I think it would have been a mutual loss.
Yeah. Mutual defeat. It's not even a draw. Oh man. It would have been a loss anyways.
But so actually in this regard, it would have been better for you not to tempt fate with mismanagement.
So Soviet collapse in the 80s due to internal pressure.
I was waiting. You know what I wanted to pick? The focus in Eastern Europe. Do you remember what that would have done for you? Because
what would it have done?
Yeah, because did you get any mismanagement from the governments I was sending you all the time?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my goal was to kind of to go with government finance in particular, and then at the end, if I could pick something that would grant you military, because basically I think you had quite a bit in terms of alignment with those,
Yep.
and so that's why I was hoping either finance, um, government, or military, and then that would lead you to mismanagement if you didn't launch the nukes first. But basically, that was my hope to gain victory there, or well, the other one was if you did launch, that something would survive on my side. But I mean, it was highly unlikely since I mean you had a vast arsenal, and so did I.
I was just close to launching too. Gosh dang it.
I see there you had 77 nukes. I had 63. We each
I
killed,
have fun.
which each killed 11 units each.
Oh wow, that's funny. I should have played better. You took too much. I don't know what happened, but you took too much control of the world. I should have played
Yeah.
better.
I mean, I had 45% influence of the world.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I think at the end you wouldn't have had the chance to destroy much either, because most of the units at this point were yeah, I just I used all my fighters to boost um, Thatcher. So then I was thinking about recapturing Italy and Greece and perhaps part of Sweden as well. And then on the final game to get like cooperations with Iliescu, or get Lech Walesa into Eastern Europe, because I was gonna pick the Eastern European one, yours, the focus that was your focus.
Oh man, that would have been funny.
Yeah, because if you would have disarmed at that stage, I would have known that you were not going for nuclear war, and if you would have armed, I knew you were going for nuclear war. So I was gonna put you against the wall, and I was hoping that it had either finance, military, or government on it, to force you into mismanagement. So you see, I think at the beginning, the question was if it's possible to win against an opponent that goes Soviet and that goes for a lot of influence. And no, sorry, for a lot of alignment. And the way to defeat that kind of opponent is to do exactly this. You go for a lot
Yeah,
of
I
influence.
had so much what's it called, modifiers. It was so nice.
Yeah, and also you played really well with.
You too, man. Amazing. A great game today. I loved it.
Yeah. The way you played, I couldn't do anything. Not against Kim Il Sung, not against Mao.
I'm so glad I got Kim Il-sung. That was so nice. Oh man.
Yeah, that was pure genius there. And then when you rolled out Mao as well, oh my God.
Oh, the finance. I bought like a bunch. I bought submarines and fighters.
What did you do with Gimelson?
Oh, hey Cleveland.
I used Kim Il-sung to accelerate my nuclear tech, which I had train more nukes in him.
How?
He has
Isn't,
he has an ability, Kim Il Sung.
isn't it about spending military to gain people?
Nope, you spend 2 power to gain 1 military and 1 people power.
Exactly.
Oh, this was changed. Oh, now it's much more interesting.
Oh yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, because previously I was a bit skeptical about, and I've not about him, and I've not used him in a while. So
You should
why?
definitely use them now.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Although he's a bit difficult to unlock, obviously. So
he
I
can
guess
be
I can.
unlocked by several focuses. You
Yeah,
can. Yeah.
I know, but that means Showman Seika's even more reason to end up disappearing mysteriously.
But Choman Seek is really good in the beginning, especially because you can quickly gain control. If your opponent has started doing anything in South Korea, Choman Seek is great because he declares war instantaneously, and you can just basically steamroll your opponent and destroy all of his units there. But if you end up like I did, which is you didn't do anything in South Korea, and instead I aimed to gain mainland China, then then of course the Soviets have sort of more tranquility, and he built up his forces instead in North Korea, and then all of a sudden um, came the Jeju uprising, and of course war declaration in South Korea, and I had to pull all the units out because otherwise they would have been destroyed. And then, I mean, that was a masterful move because then he could get well, Kim Il Sung in place, and Kim Il Sung then just basically, I mean,
Kim Il Sung is so good. Oh my
he was so
goodness.
powerful. And then I tried to stop you from doing the same in China, but I realized that you had already completed that. I mean, I had most of China, so Mao. I tried to stop you in Beijing, but I didn't have the capacity to fully get there. I had forces in Beijing at the time, but I think you played masterfully in forcing my units out from there. Yeah, so in essence, I was then forced to have the southern part of China, China divided into two, and then focus on conquering South Asia and sort of the soft underbelly of the Soviet Union. So anytime you deploy the unit in in Eastern Europe on the eastern side, anywhere, I could see that. By the way, Python.
Oh man, yeah, freaking gold. I
Yeah,
forgot about that.
exactly.
That's why you were able to respond in silence so quickly, like you always knew where I was at.
Yeah, and I don't think you did anything against that. And I also had an army command in outer in Inner Mongolia, which you discovered then later on when I attacked into Urumqi. That's why I could attack into Urumqi.
Well, I got help for now. I hit the store, but I had a great time playing with you. And if you're available either later this week or next week, I'm good for another game. Or I could watch one of you guys play. That'd be good too.
Yeah, hey, what a challenge, Python. I really appreciated the game, and I think it was a display on how a completely different strategy could be played. In this strategy, I didn't go for war that much at all. In fact, the aim here was to go for building up the domestic politics, and then using the domestic politics, the alignment that you have built up, to keep gaining victory points from it, and then um, gain as much territory with the U.S. as possible, spread the influence all over the world, because it really bottles up the Soviets. And you had the opposite strategy. You also played peacefully, just building alignment.
I should have been more aggressive, but at the same time, yeah, I should have been more aggressive. My bad. If I would have been more aggressive in the Middle East and, maybe East Asia when it came to committing more to taking out those, what's it called, carriers, having aircraft in Asia, that could have done something to make so you couldn't spread too much in China. That could have worked out. But at the
Yeah,
same time, though, it's pretty hard for the Soviets to take East Asia due to the fact that the United States has so many more fighters than them, so it would have been hard to win the air war.
I think the one mistake that cost you the game eventually wasn't even that you didn't play aggressively enough. Um, it was that you put way too much emphasis on alignment. Um, so
Probably
definitely,
so, yeah.
yeah, definitely, it became an Achilles heel at the end because you had three different interests where you were in danger of mismanagement, which meant that essentially I got a 3 out of 5 just picking your. Basically, that's what I would have been doing the last timelines, just trying to pick one your focuses and get you to mismanage. So encouraging the people in your country to get rid of. I mean, you had basically undermined your administration by putting so much alignment in for all the other domestic interests. So just trying to pick one that would tip the scales over, and yeah, and
I
then
did invest a bit too much, yeah.
and gain democracy in the Soviet Union, like you did now. Because after a last-minute pass, a package of vital reforms in the USSR, your opponent was forced from office in shame and disgrace. You have
That's what it
prevailed.
said?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh my goodness.
You have prevailed with little to stop your rise. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, well, that's kind of a nice ending, I guess.
it was a brilliant game. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah,
And
I had a great time playing.
yeah, if there are any questions on Twitch as well, please feel free to post them, and you can also join us on the Discord. We rolled out the patch yesterday, and we will be, as I mentioned in the beginning, we will be continuing to roll out new content as we go. There is a dev diary that has been somewhat delayed because of the patching that we did last week. But we are looking at the balancing, and we will be coming back and releasing that dev diary as soon as we finish up the rebalancing. And with that, if there aren't any other questions, then I'm saying hello, and I'll see you next week, you guys.
See ya, man.
Thank
Have a
you,
good
guys.
night.
Good night.
Right.